Hi there, this is Kaywhite and welcome. I have a very quick question for you, and you can see behind me the question I'm going to ask you. Who's driving the bus? When you're having a personal interview for a new role, be it internally in your company or externally, or when you are having your personal appraisal or your personal review, sometimes we have them twice a year, certainly clients of mine have them a couple of times a year. Who's driving the bus? And the whole point of that is, if you think of a bus, your career is like a bus. If you're up the front with the steering wheel, you're far more effective, you get far more progress than if you are at the back or if you're kind of a passenger. And I can't tell you how many people kind of wing it when they have their personal review or appraisal. Just kind of think it's a tick box exercise, when in fact actually it's a real opportunity for you to lay out your story, if you will. Look at what you've been doing through the course of the year, what you're planning to do, because it's not always about what you've done. And it's the same in an interview. And the idea really of an interview is a two-way conversation. I know how many women, particularly in my work with corporate women, helping them to get promoted and paid more money for their work, future-proofing their career, if you will. And I know how many women dread an interview, and yet it's an opportunity for you. It's an opportunity for you to shine, to show what you're worth, to show your experience. So that's why this question, ironically I seem to be dressed a bit like the poster, but it all kind of seems to sit together. That's why this question is so important to you. Now, I have recently completed my second book. It is always your move. It's called It's Always Your Move, Purposeful Progress for Corporate Career Women. It's due out on the 4th of October. But before that, whilst there's a lot of polishing and refining and design work and all sorts of exciting things and sometimes frustrating things happening at the moment, I want to offer you right out of the gate, here we are mid-August, an opportunity for you to take one of the 8 principles in your success cycle, because I truly know from my work with thousands of career women over 12 years of working in my own business, there is an 8 principle cycle, the infinite 8, and it's going on all the time whether you're aware of it or not. One of those principles, principle number 5, is shine in interviews and appraisals. And I want to give you as a gift this principle right now, so that those of you who have a review or some form of appraisal coming up on the other side of the summer, certainly a couple of my clients have got them coming up in September, the sort of back to school time, or if you're looking at going for a new role, either internally in your company or externally. I can't tell you how many clients are on the move at the moment, because when you get the sense of just how much you have to offer, just how much experience you have and the wisdom that you have and what you can do with it, let's fast forward it, you need to be able to talk about what you've done, what you've contributed, what you've added, and also what you're going to do. Because here's the thing, that's all in the past. That's great for credibility, but we want you to be able to future-proof your career, but also to fast forward people in their imagination to think, oh yeah, she can do this for me, or this is how it can apply in what we're doing, or what this role is offering. So I'm just looking at here at this principle, which you can go and download if you go to kaywhite.com/always-your-move. That's kaywhite.com/always-your-move. And you can go and download a principle straight away from the 8 principles of your career success cycle, shine in interviews and appraisals. And the first quote I put to you, which I don't know who said it, but I found it and thought that's absolutely spot on. Job interviews are like first dates. Good impressions count, awkwardness can occur, outcomes are unpredictable. So my invitation to you is to take a copy of this principle. It gives you a taste of what's to come in the book in October. And if it's something that you can work with straight away, you're going to have questions in there. I know when I look at it, it's about 12 pages. There are questions that you can ask in interviews yourself. There are questions for you to be able to actually go along in a little notebook in your interview and just say, oh yes, yeah, I've got a few questions for you. I know that you'll be open to thinking about these things. This is what I'd like to know about this, and you'll have them with you. These are questions that one of my clients, Linda, actually gave me to give to you. She said, let's include them in the book. We worked on them together, and she went along for an interview when she hadn't been interviewed for a very long time, and found the confidence that these questions gave her to think about it as a two-way conversation rather than a kind of grilling. So again, in this spirit of who's driving the bus, because if you're not, someone else is, in the conversation with your boss about your appraisal, again, if we move to the principle I'm going to share with you, we get to appraisals, which it's called Maximise Your One-to-Ones and Appraisals and Reviews. And that's on page 9. And there are 3 key sections in that. There are 3 key areas to consider when you are looking back in the rearview mirror of what you've done and fast forwarding what you're about to do. And I asked you some questions that will really help you to download, if you will, what you've done recently. So I want this to be absolutely useful to you, straight away put you into action and put you in the driving seat of your interviews and appraisals. Not in an overblown, confident way, but in a very partnership way. You can look at your boss and think, do I want to take this new role? Is it suiting you? Is it suiting me? Is it suiting you more than me? Do I make you look good? What's it worth to me? You can be more grounded asking yourself these questions that are in this principle 5. Also, when you go for an interview, you can also really be in partnership with whoever's interviewing you. And if they don't like it, it kind of gives you a sense of the kind of company you're going to be working for. And these days, interviewers expect to be asked some searching questions. They kind of assume that you're going to want to know more than perhaps is written on the internet. So I really encourage you. So I will look forward to being in touch. We will also, if you register for this complimentary chapter, Shine in Interviews and Appraisals, you will also receive a heads up when the launch is happening for my book, live launch in London. You might choose to come with a friend and come along to the live launch and have a copy of the book and some of the stories and also some surprises. But if not, if you register anyway, you will receive a copy of the video. There will be a video clip of the launch itself. So that's kaywhite.com/always-your-move. And this is my book, It's Always Your Move, Purposeful Progress for Corporate Career Women, is truly a part of my life work. It is what I do, it's what I do all the time, whether I'm conscious of it or otherwise. And I can't tell you the amount of women who've read it or I've given chapters to because they're right in the moment at this time, who've said, oh my gosh, I've never thought of this, so thank you so much, and can you, where can I find out more? So for you, I'm going to give this to you right about now. I don't know how to turn this video off without going around to my camera, so I'm going to leave you with this thought: who's driving the bus in your career? And if not you, someone is. So until the next time, bye for now.